Please tell me the name of the person you're going to talk about.
I'm going to talk about Abraham Maslow.
And your name and occupation, please?
I'm Dr. Mike Voris. I am a professor of management. Typically teach a lot of adult learners in management courses.
How do you know Abraham Maslow?
Well, I don't know him personally, but I use him in a lot of my classes because he's, of course, very famous for his Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which these days just about every business class you can think of, whether it's managing people or managing sales, usually has at least at some point some discussion about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
In your involvement of adult education, please tell me how you use Maslow's psychological theory.
Well, as I mentioned, I use it in a lot of different classes. Again, most of my students are adult learners, and they want to know how to deal with fellow employees. There are people that work under them or customers. And so Maslow provided a very relatively easy to understand concept of discussing what motivates people. And typically what motivates people is needs. And so he created, or at least developed, a hierarchy of needs, saying that basically there are lower order needs, like the physiological needs. People need to eat, they need the water to drink, they need air to breathe. They also, at some level, once they've achieved those goals, then they move up to security needs. They need a safe place, need to be free from war or conflict or being attacked. Then once they feel comfortable and safe, then at some point they're going to be worried about, well, now I'd like to have friends, and so they have social needs. They want to be part of something with other people. Once they've achieved that, then they may want to actually think about themselves and their self-esteem need, about actually feeling respect. Now that they've got friends, they want to have respect among those friends. Mm-hmm. And then finally, a little more controversial element is the self-actualization need, that somehow people want to be the best they can be, like the Army saying be the best man they can be. Well, that's kind of the idea of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So basically it's usually presented as a pyramid where people step up that pyramid. As one need is actualized, people then go up to the next need. So the assumption in business is that as a manager or as a marketer trying to sell a product, what you need is to find out what level people are in that need. So, assuming in most modern societies, people already have their physiological needs. They have food to eat and stuff to drink. But they may need safety. So if I'm an automobile company and people are worried about safety, then one of the base needs I want to try to fulfill is safety. Once I fulfill that, then I may want to move up to a higher order need of, how can that car, serve their social needs? And if I fulfill that, then maybe I look at how it might make them, respect themselves. A sports car making them feel better about themselves. So it creates a nice, simple way of kind of expressing that people have needs, which clearly people do have needs, and those needs motivate people. There's no doubt about that. Now, the plus of it is it's very simple and usually easy to illustrate, and people can understand it quickly. So that's good for teaching in many different settings. It's easy to teach. You can illustrate it well. There is question marks about its true validity. There's no doubt about it, people have needs, but whether there are only those 5 needs and those are the best classification, because there have been other people that have made other classifications. And probably the most controversial element that I always tell students, is that basically who knows if that's the particular ordering. Some people would argue, like Gerd Hofstede, a very famous international business scholar, basically said that that's a very Western view of motivation, that somehow we have these low order needs and then our highest need is our self-actualization need. Maybe somebody in an Asian country, maybe that's a lower order need. That their higher order need is actually socialization, with the group. So there may be different ordering, some people say. So, I think the most valuable thing about it for adult learners, it makes it easy to understand that people have needs, and if you want to understand how to motivate somebody to either buy a car or work for you, then it's good to know those needs. So trying to fulfill those needs, or at least helping them try to fulfill those needs, can motivate them. So again, in that it's a very valuable concept. So even though I have some questions about the validity of the hierarchy of the thing, I did definitely see a value of it as a collection of needs that are easy to understand and communicate.
Thank you, Dr. Boris, for your contribution.